Welcome to this tutorial on model-based design for Quadcopter Autopilot, from concept to prototype. Here is the outline of this tutorial. In this session, we will focus on the system architecture of an autopilot. System architecture defines the high-level structure, organization, and interactions of various subsystems within a complex system. It serves as a blueprint that outlines how different components work together to achieve system-level objectives while meeting functional, performance, and safety requirements. Having a proper system architecture allows different components to be developed and tested independently, facilitates scalability that enables integration of new features. In the previous session, we explored the functional requirements of an autopilot. By integrating other key requirements such as safety, performance, and reliability, we can define the overall system architecture of the autopilot. This architecture is designed to ensure seamless collaboration between all components, meeting both functional and safety standards to deliver a stable, reliable, and safe flight experience. In this session, we will examine the system architecture in detail, covering the motor command module, control allocation, flight control laws, flight management, and sensing. Additionally, we will discuss their input and output interfaces. Let's get started with the motor command subsystem. The motor command subsystem processes motor control signals based on the selected flight mode. It takes 4 motor command inputs, representing desired motor speeds, and determines the corresponding outputs based on the flight mode. The inputs of the desired motor speeds are generated by the flight control system, while the outputs of the adjusted motor commands are based on the flight mode. The flight mode signal comes from the flight management subsystem. Examples of the flight modes include disarmed mode. All motor commands are set to 0, ensuring no motor activity. Armed mode. Motors respond to control inputs, allowing the quadcopter to take off, hover, and maneuver. This subsystem ensures safe motor operation by preventing unintended motor activations, reducing the chance of accidents, and enforcing strict flight mode transitions. All right, let's move on to control allocation subsystem. The control allocation subsystem, also known as the mixer, is responsible for distributing the desired control efforts, thrust, roll, pitch, and yaw moments, to the individual motors of a quadcopter. This subsystem translates the high-level control commands from the flight control law into specific motor commands that achieve the desired vehicle motion. Okay, let's move on to flight control subsystem. The flight control subsystem is a core subsystem of the quadcopter autopilot responsible for stabilization, attitude control, and position control. It processes the commands and sensor feedback to generate roll, pitch, yaw, and thrust axis commands, ensuring precise and stable flight. Inputs include commands, flight mode, and the reset signal from flight management subsystem. Reset signal is used to reset integrators or control states when switching flight modes. Another input is the sensing data from the sensing subsystem. Outputs include roll, pitch, yaw, and thrust axis commands to the control allocation subsystem. In the upcoming sessions, we will explore the system architecture of the flight control subsystem across 4 flight modes: stabilized mode, altitude mode, position mode, and trajectory mode. In stabilized mode, the flight control subsystem is responsible for stabilizing the quadcopter by controlling the throttle, pitch, roll, and yaw. Inputs consist of the desired roll angle, pitch angle, and yaw angle. The thrust axis command is sent directly to the control allocation subsystem. Outputs consist of the 4 axis commands: roll, pitch, yaw, and thrust, which are sent to the control allocation subsystem for execution. Similar to stabilized mode, in altitude mode, the flight control subsystem maintains a constant altitude while controlling roll, pitch, and yaw. Inputs consist of the desired roll angle, pitch angle, and yaw angle, and the desired velocity along the z-axis of NED, northeast down coordinates. Outputs are same as stabilized mode. Alright, let's move on to position mode. In position mode, the flight control subsystem maintains horizontal position, altitude, and heading while controlling roll, pitch, and yaw. Inputs consist of the desired velocities in x and y axis in body coordinates, the desired yaw angle, and the desired velocity along the z-axis of NED, northeast down coordinates. Outputs are same as stabilized mode. Okay, let's transition to trajectory mode. In trajectory mode, the flight control subsystem is responsible for precisely following the reference trajectory, which includes the horizontal position, altitude, and yaw angle, all defined with corresponding timestamps. Inputs consist of the desired yaw angle and the desired position in x, y, and z-axis NED coordinates. Outputs are same as stabilized mode. Alright, let's move on to flight management subsystem. The flight management subsystem serves as the high-level decision-making unit in a quadcopter autopilot. It processes operator or autonomous commands, determines the active flight mode, and manages transitions between different control states. The flight management subsystem ensures that the quadcopter responds appropriately to user inputs while maintaining stability and safety. Inputs include manual control inputs or mode selection switch from the RC, as well as the autonomous mission commands, such as reference trajectory from the GCS. Additionally, inputs from the sensing subsystem provide real-time vehicle state feedback, including position, altitude, velocity, attitude, and battery status. Outputs consist of 4-axis commands: roll, pitch, yaw, and thrust, to the flight control subsystem, along with the flight mode and reset signal to ensure proper mode transitions and system operation. Okay, let's move on to the last subsystem in this session, the sensing subsystem. The sensing subsystem is responsible for gathering and processing data from various onboard sensors to provide real-time information about the quadcopter's state. This data is essential for stable flight, precise control, and autonomous decision-making. The sensing subsystem employs sensor fusion algorithms to combine raw sensor data, enhancing accuracy and reliability. Filters such as the Kalman filter and complementary filter are used to reduce noise and refine state estimation. Additionally, data validation checks ensure sensor integrity and reliability, preventing errors from faulty or inconsistent measurements. Inputs consist of raw sensor data from Inertial Measurement Unit, IMU, including accelerometer and gyroscope for attitude estimation, magnetometer, for heading information for orientation, GPS receiver, for position and velocity data for navigation, barometer or altimeter, for altitude measurement, optical flow sensor, for velocity estimation for position hold, battery monitor, for voltage and current readings for power management. Outputs consist of real-time states such as attitude, velocity, altitude, and position for control loops, flight mode selection, and safety monitoring. Alright, let's wrap up this session. We have now covered the 5 key subsystems of the autopilot: motor command, control allocation, flight control, flight management, and sensing subsystems. I hope this session provided you with a clear understanding of these system modules. Let's continue to explore the comprehensive simulation framework for a quadcopter autopilot. To evaluate the performance of the autopilot, a closed-loop simulation is essential. This framework integrates multiple components that interact dynamically to mimic real-world conditions, enabling thorough validation and testing before deployment. Key components of the simulation include vehicle model, environment mode, virtual sensor model, ground control station model, and remote controller model. By integrating these components, The Quadcopter simulation framework offers a comprehensive test environment, ensuring the autopilot functions reliably across diverse flight scenarios. In the upcoming modeling sessions of this tutorial, we will explore modeling the vehicle, environment, and virtual sensors. In the next session, we will explore modeling a quadcopter, including the flight dynamics and physical systems. I look forward to your participation.